Hey guys, Major Colton here, and today I'm going to be giving you another heavy biped. And today I'm going to, just like the last one I did, it's going to be an armored heavy biped, but this one is this is the armored biped that let me rephrase that, this is a dual shoulder unit heavy armor heavy biped. Pretty much, this is the most armor that you can use in a practical sense while still having the dual shoulder units. Pretty much, as you can see, my armor, my CE armor is still pretty good, so I can buff out most of the bow rifles since I will be a slow target, and the KE will only be effective by high damage like rifles like the Tanzis and whatnot. So still most of the rifles are still only going to do ineffective damage. And then, as you can see, you got a Gatling gun. You can't get better ineffective damage than that. Unless you got an auto cannon, of course, but even then, that's debatable. Okay, let's start off the head, the HDG A88. And the reason you want to use this is strictly because you need that extra CE armor, since you're going to be a slow-moving target and whatnot, so you need to have some armor against that. You can only use the CB209 Haikyubo retrofit, so that has the extra CE armor. If you don't have the retrofit, go get it from the campaign. I don't know what else to tell you. The Kocho Model 1 arms are the ones you want to use, the CE dual shoulder unit ones. The KE ones would ruin your armor. Enough said. And the legs, as with any other heavy armor you'll have to use the L2HJ E13 Lilith legs. They're very easy to get, just beat Lilith in the campaign. As for the FCS, this one you're actually going to want to use the Usagumo Model 2. Now, it doesn't have that good of the reason you're going to be using that is because this AC is really meant for mid-range. You're not really meant to get really close up on them, but if they do get close up on you, you got that Strakoza and whatnot. So, but yeah, generator you're going to want to use the GA319, and that's because you have this big old bad boy on your back right here. And for boosters, the BA214s. For energy reasons. And the RECON unit, I recommend using the REX 813s because it has a 320 RECON range, and you can have 5 of them out at various points across the map, so you can have a very large portion of the map being scouted simultaneously. Plus, it has a 9,000 operational time, so it's very useful, especially if you have an operator. This is really helpful for your operator. Okay, for the front right, you're going to want to use the KE shield, the AM Shaw 207. That's because it has enough KE defense to block out snipers and cannons, basically. So if you're fighting like a cannon tank, an auto cannon tank, anything with cannons and rail cannons, or someone using a sniping AC, just face them with this. You're basically invincible at that point. As for your weapon on the left, you're going to want the Gatling gun, the AMGGA 206, spec to max power, nothing else. VDFs, Sazanami Model 2s for your missiles, or you could use large missiles, but I don't recommend using those with dual shoulder units. And you can use these CE missiles, but I don't really recommend using those. I recommend these, but you won't be able to use them with this build, pretty much. Or another thing you could do is you could use the Neodori Model 1s or the Jupiter missiles. Preferably the Neodori Model 1s, pretty much. Because they're really good for range. And, wait, are they? I can't remember. Let's see. Firing range, yes, they are very good for range. 511 and 487. These are long range missiles, and they pack a punch to anything other than a tank and heavy. So other than those two builds, these missiles will wreck shit, especially this one. So, they're like, this is, if you don't use VDFs, I would recommend using vertical missiles or the Neodori plasma missiles. For your back weapons, back right, you're going to want Strakoza or the AUC B19 as it is in this game. Personally, I like using the full power spec, but sometimes I also like using the 2 power 1 accuracy. Honestly, you probably are better using it that way, but it's spec to full power because normally how I have it, it's a UNAC using it, and UNACs really have that unfair extra aiming advantage. so it really doesn't matter. But if the player using it, you want to use this one. And for the back left, the AUL K37 laser rifle, max spec to damage, and that's the reason why we have that big honking generator, because this thing consumes 15k of your energy just by charging up the full shot. But basically what you'll do is have the GAT out with the K-shield, or this out with the K-shield, staying at that range, and just like blasting them away at that over and over and over again while simultaneously like having missiles truck across the map and hit, basically just beat them in the face in with it. But yeah, like I said, this mech really isn't meant to get up in their face, but it has enough armor that if they did get right up on you, you can withstand quite a beating before you die. So you'll be able to kill them before they kill you, simply because you'll be doing effective damage and they won't. Although, like, since you are slow, obviously don't get too close to tanks with them that have like heat cannons. Don't really just be careful, pretty much. But if you use this build right, it can be very useful and whatnot. And there you go. If you like the build, comment, like, subscribe. I'm going to be putting up a UNAC build that's going to be using this build here in a little bit. And because basically this is a build I made specifically just for my UNAC, because I don't use this myself. But I have used it before and it works. You just gotta use it right, obviously. You gotta have the skills to pay the bills. But yeah, I'm going to be putting up a UNAC tutorial here in a little bit. I'll have the link in the description, and vice versa. It'll have the programs if you want to use a UNAC that has this build, so if you don't have a player to run with you. But if you like the video, comment, like, subscribe, show it around to like people who are new, and just recommend them to my channel. And I'll be trying to, with this series, trying to pump out a lot of builds, like really nice builds, and some really OP UNACs, just to help the little guys out and help them get better, and have them, they can train against them and run them on sorties, whatever works. But yeah, like I said, comment, like, subscribe, and let me know if you like the video. And I'll see you in the next episode.